Hey guys, what's going on? Darren here, and welcome back to the F1 22 My Team Career Mode. And this time, we're at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. If you haven't checked out the last round, go back, go check it out. The Dutch Grand Prix was a great race for us. We had some fantastic battles and some pretty brave overtakes, such as the one on Lewis Hamilton. But now we're going to get into Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, and as you can see there on the Vehicle Performance Index, we are now the second fastest car in F1. Pulse Motorsports has taken a huge jump forward here for Monza. We have a brake upgrade and a drag reduction upgrade. Both upgrades are going to be huge for this car going into this weekend because, of course, Monza is all about the straight line speed, so you need the drag reduction, and it's all about the heavy stops such as this one into turn 1, which is why we have the brake upgrade. The brake upgrade is huge for this car because it just helps us to stop so much later into the corner than we otherwise would have been able to do. I mean, that one going into turn 1 there, we were able to brake at about 125 meters, I think it was, which I definitely don't think would have been possible in the old car. I think we definitely would have had to stop about 150, maybe even 175 before we put that upgrade on, because we got some great straight line speed now in this Pulse Motorsport car. We do still have the most powerful engine in Formula 1, and that we combined with the drag reduction will make us a very, very strong car this weekend. And you can see as we go through Sector 2 here in Q1, we actually go purple through Sector 2. Now we go through the Ascara chicane and we're on the run down now to the Parabolica. This is the start of qualifying 1. And this is literally the only run we need to do in Q1 to get out of this session. I'm feeling very confident this weekend. And through we go now around the Parabolica and a run to the line, and we're going to set a 120.5, and that is enough to see us through to qualifying 2. So as you can see there, we go through to Q2. Alain Prost went up to P3. He did a 120.1. We did a 120.5. But it was enough to see us through to Q2, and as you can see, as we start Q2, well, the weather has changed. The rain came during qualifying 1. It came towards the end of qualifying 1, and it means that Charles Leclerc is actually out of qualifying. He couldn't get out at the beginning of Q1. I don't know why. He didn't come out until quite late into the session, and when he did come out, the rain had started to fall. And because of that, as you can see, he's missed out on Q2. And as we start Q2, the rain has started to fall. It actually started at the very beginning of qualifying 2, where it said that it was a mixture between dries and inters. But we've opted to go for the intermediate tyres because it did get very wet very, very quickly. And I could see that it was getting wet very quickly. And I'm glad that we've gone to the intermediates quickly, because I think if we went with slicks, we would not still be able to set this lap, because as you can see, it has gotten very wet very quickly. There is no DRS here at Monza right now. DRS has been disabled, which does tell you that it is too wet for those slick compound tyres. And as you can see now, we're on the run down to the Parabolica, and what are we going to be able to do? Is it going to be enough to see us through to Q3? I think it might be, because we are going to be the first man over the line, and it is only going to get wetter and wetter here in qualifying 2. And we go across the line, and it's a 126.0, and that's ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. And look at that, at the end of Q2, we're P3 and through to qualifying 3. But look at this, Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz are out in Q2, and Alex Albon in the Williams has made it through to Q3, that's insane. So anyway, we go now to Q3, and we're going to go straight towards the end of the lap. Right at the end of the session. So at the start of Q3, it was actually full wet conditions. It got to the point where we needed the full wet tyre. But here we are at the end of qualifying, and look at this. As you can see, we are 3 seconds up on our previous lap. We are going to set a new fastest lap for ourselves here in Q3. But where is it going to put us for this Italian Grand Prix? We're going to run to the line now, and we're going to set a 126.4. And where does that see us for the Italian Grand Prix? It's P5 for Monza.
Welcome back to one of only 2 countries that has held a race every year since the very first Formula 1 World Championship in 1950. It is, of course, Italy, one of the great racing nations. And it's time to get underway for the Italian Grand Prix. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Prost, Hamilton, Bennett and Russell, Albon, Ricciardo, Ocon and Lando Norris, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Kevin Magnussen and Stroll, Sainz, Tsunoda, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, Mick Schumacher and Robert Schwartzman, Vettel, Joe, Latifi and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
So here we are starting in 5th place for the Italian Grand Prix. What are we going to be able to do in this Grand Prix? It's lights out and away we go, and we get off to an okay start. We only lost 1 position there to George Russell off the line, so I'll take that as a decent start for the Italian Grand Prix. And here we go now into turn 1, down the inside on George Russell. It's going to turn to the outside on the exit, but are we going to be able to get the run on the exit of turn 2? Yes, we do. Through we go past George Russell, and that is us back up to P5 as we go round the Curve Le Grand now. So we are where we started the Grand Prix. We managed to get ourselves back up to 5th place. George Russell is, of course, our rival in F1, so we do want to try and beat George this weekend. And so far, it does look like we are doing that quite well. And I think in this race, we should definitely be able to beat George Russell, but Russell's going to be looking for a move down the inside into Lesmo 2. That's a bit of a brave move, and surprisingly, he does back out of that because, yeah, I don't think he really had any chance of making that one stick. But it's P5 for us then, off the line here at Monza. Now, the Italian Grand Prix is an interesting race. It's not one of the easiest. In this type of race, you really need to try and stay in the slipstream of the car in front, because if you don't stay in the slipstream, then you are going to lose a lot of time, because this race is all about the slipstream. It is a big slipstream fest type of race, and at the end of lap 1 you can see the gap between us and Lewis Hamilton is 1.2 seconds, so we're just ever so slightly going to be getting that slipstream benefit, but it's not going to be much of a benefit from us this far back, so we do need to try and close that gap up. But look at this now, Alain Prost goes through past Sergio Perez and takes P2, and that helps us nicely. Because of him going for that, that's held up both Perez and Lewis Hamilton, and it's brought them all towards us, because as you can see now, the gap between us and Hamilton is only 0.6 of a second as we go into the chicane. And look at the gap between us and Hamilton now as we skip to lap 4. DRS has now been enabled as we go through Lesmo 2. We're going to get the DRS, of course, on Lewis Hamilton. Now, he is going to get the DRS on Prost as well, who's probably going to get the DRS on Sergio Perez as well. But we've now got the DRS on Hamilton, and we can use that to now hopefully find a way past Lewis Hamilton. We have a huge straight line speed advantage because, as I've said before, we have the most powerful engine, and we've had a drag reduction upgrade this weekend, which is going to work perfectly for us as we go around the Parabolica now. And if we can get a good exit from the Parabolica, we can use the ERS, and we do. We set it to overtake, and now we're going to look for a move to go down the inside on Lewis Hamilton. Here we go now, down the inside. Can we make it stick? Yes, we do. Through we go past Hamilton, and that is us up to P4 and Monza, and we almost run right into the back there of Alain Prost, but we managed to just about avoid Prost there, and that is us now up to P4 here in Monza. And you can see as we go to lap number 6, Max Verstappen is down to 2nd place. We actually got told by Mark Priestley that Max Verstappen has an issue. And look at Prost. Prost right around the outside of Max Verstappen. Takes a position, and Verstappen drops from 1st to 2nd and now down to 3rd place. And as I said, Priestley just told us that Verstappen does have an issue and is going to be slow. And as you can see, he is very slow. And now we're going to be able to get him, I'm surely, on the exit of the Parabolica with the ERS and the DRS. Through we go. Power past Max Verstappen. And that is us up to the podium positions and P3 here at Monza. Next up for us is, of course, our teammate, Alain Prost. Is Prost going to make it difficult for us? I don't think Prost will be making it too difficult for us. As we go towards the end of lap 7, and look at this now, we closed up to Prost, and like I said, he's not going to make it too difficult for us. He gets a bit squirrely on the exit, and that is going to give us a good opportunity now with the ERS to fly past Prost, who doesn't get the DRS, and we do, and we fly past Alain Prost and take second place here in Monza. Next up for us is Sergio Perez. Can we get Perez? It's going to be interesting to see if we can do just that. He's surely going to be fighting to try and maintain the lead of this Italian Grand Prix. Prost, is he going to be looking to try and come back to us around the Curve of Le Grand? No, he doesn't. He sticks in behind us. But here we go now on the run as we go to lap 11 on Sergio Perez. We go purple in the second sector. And now we go through the Ascari chicane on the run to the Parabolica. And we're closing now on Sergio Perez. You can see it marks those that our tyres are just starting to drop off, but with our tyre wear upgrades, we are not too worried about that, because as you can see, we go round the Parabolica now. We are right with Sergio Perez. Are we going to be able to get past him and take the lead of the Italian Grand Prix? We got the DRS, we set a new fastest lap of 1:21.8, and through we go past Sergio Perez, and we take the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. That is exactly what we need in this Grand Prix, and this could be perfect for us in our championship battle. We have a chance. It's an outside chance, but it is a chance nonetheless to still win this World Championship, and making moves like that is exactly what we need to do to fire our championship challenge, because of course the likes of Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc are both out of the points currently. But with those guys being out of the points, it means we've got a good chance to really close up the gap to those guys. But as we go to lap 13, look at this. Sergio Perez is coming right back at us. Perez down the inside retakes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. A beautiful move by Checo to get back past us and retake the position and retake the lead of the Italian Grand Prix here at Monza. And we're back down to second place. But we just need to stick with this, because we're going to get the DRS into Ascari. And just maybe with that, we might be able to get back past him. As you see, Kevin Magnussen is out of the Grand Prix. It looks like he's had a power unit failure here at Monza, which is not ideal for the Haas team. But through we go now, through the two Lesmos. And now we're going to run down to Ascari. And we got the DRS on Perez. And we're going to go back down the inside. Perez tries to block us. Almost runs us off the track. But we go back through past Sergio Perez and retake the lead of this Italian Grand Prix. It's back and forth between us and Checo, and I hope you guys are enjoying this race. As we go to the end of lap 14 and into the pits now comes Sergio Perez, and we're going to stay out for just a little bit longer because we do want to go on those soft compound tyres, and we stay out until the end of lap 19, and we box on the start of lap 20, and we're going to be coming in now to go off those mediums and onto the soft compound tyres, which will take us quite nicely until the end of this Grand Prix. So into the pits we go, and off go the mediums, and on go a set of the soft compound tyres. It's a slightly slow stop, and that is not ideal. A 3.6 second stop, and I think we're going to lose out to Max Verstappen. Yes, we do. We lose out to Perez, which I kind of expected, but we also lost out to Max Verstappen purely down to having that slow stop, and that does make things a little bit more complicated for us in this second half of the race. As we go towards lap 22 now, and you see we go purple in sector 1. We've already set a new fastest lap in this Grand Prix, but you can see here now we're chasing down Max Verstappen. We go purple in sector 1. Now we got the two Lesmos. We run a little bit wide round Lesmo 1, and now round Lesmo 2 we go. We get a good exit from Lesmo 2. Now we've got the DRS, and we're going to use this as an opportunity to close into Max Verstappen so that we can get him and take the lead of the Grand Prix. Down the pit straight, through Ascari we go, and look at this, we're just sticking with Verstappen. Verstappen is also still in this championship fight. He's a little bit out of it at the moment. It is all down to Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris, but with those guys not scoring points, that could bring both Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen back into this fight. And like I said, we also have an outside shot at this World Championship, provided things do go our way. And now we go to lap 23, and here we go past Max Verstappen we go. We're going to go right around the outside of turn 1. Whatever issues Verstappen had earlier in the race has been fixed, but we take P2 here at Monza. Let's go now to lap 25. There's only a couple of laps left here at Monza, and we've only just caught Sergio Perez. Now this surprised me. I thought we'd catch Perez a lot sooner than we did, but we've actually closed him with a couple of laps left here in this Grand Prix, and that's concerning because we didn't have the pace on the soft compound tyres that I thought we would have. But we have now managed to do it, and look at this, through Ascari we go. We absolutely launch it through Ascari, and we're right with Sergio Perez. Thankfully we've got him before the last lap, because we do know that the AI do save their ERS for the final lap and go for one last lap push. But thankfully we've caught him before that, so we should now be able to get Sergio Perez with the ERS and the DRS. Up to overtake we go with the DRS. Perez is going to block the inside. We're going to go to the inside anyway. We're off track almost there, but just about come back on track to make the overtake stick on Sergio Perez, and we retake the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. That was a bold and brave pass to get past Sergio Perez and retake the lead of the Grand Prix. And it looks like, as we go to the last lap, that Sergio Perez cannot do anything about us. It's 0.4 of a second between us and Perez. Through Ascari we go. He's got one last opportunity, and that's going to be the run into the Parabolica. But we have got a lot of ERS left to use, so we're going to use all the ERS that we can into Parabolica to block Perez off from trying to move. It's half a second between us and Perez. We just need to stay on track, and we do just that. And on the exit to the Parabolica, we win the Italian Grand Prix.
Deserved win in Italy after another excellent Grand Prix. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
So that's us dancing our way to the top step of the podium. It's another victory for Pulse Motorsports. Sergio Perez second and Verstappen in third. I have a feeling this championship battle is just about to get very, very exciting, with only a few rounds left to go. Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris didn't score many points, and that's going to bring us three back into contention, and it could be a five-way scrap for this championship. So we win the Italian Grand Prix. Sergio Perez finishes in second, Max Verstappen down in third, George Russell in fourth, Alain Prost in fifth, Hamilton sixth, Ricciardo seventh, Alonso in eighth, Ocon ninth, and Pierre Gasly rounds out the top 10. Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris both failed to score points here in Monza, and that is huge for this championship. Only two drivers DNF'd the Grand Prix, and that was Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen. So as we go to the Drivers' Championship now, Charles Leclerc still leads the Drivers' Championship, but Max Verstappen has closed the gap, and we've moved up to P5 in the Drivers' Championship after that result. And as I said, things are starting to close up between us and the top 4 drivers. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and if you did, as always, comment, leave a like, and if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel for more F1 content. We'll see you again soon for the next round, which will be at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.